So, this is the Japanese version. This is the Japanese collector's edition of One Piece Stampede. I bought this on Amazon. It's now sold out. I even got this cool little keychain here. This is the main reason why I've been wanting to make a review on Stampede, because I got this. For the time being, I'm not going to open it up because, look at this thing. It's a huge brick that has so much stuff in it, and I want to open it, but I want to keep it closed because this is like a trophy to show how much of a fan of One Piece I am. And it isn't cheap either. It was a pretty penny to get this. But I want to show you how much of a fan I am of One Piece before I actually talk about, well, my first impressions of One Piece. Because if I'm going to do this review justice, I gotta explain to you why I watched this movie. I actually have the English version downstairs. I have another version of it, English version, so I can watch the dub. But I want to explain to you why I bought this, why I'm a fan of One Piece, and how I got into this series. So, let's begin. When I was in 11th grade, I was given a tour around my middle school. Included with this tour, I went into my school library. I wanted to find any comic books or magazines that could interest me, and I found a strange little book called Shonen Jump, a magazine, and it showed many different franchises that I didn't recognize, but the one franchise that I did recognize was Yu-Gi-Oh!, and I decided to read it just for that reason, because I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! Back then, and it was one of the only animes I actually watched. One of these franchises that I recognized was One Piece, and I remember being extremely weirded out from the picture that I saw. I remembered him having him fishing with his toe here. It was weird. It gave me the feeling like he had one of the those fishing hooks into his foot, and I felt weirded out from looking at it. So I decided to drop that. And for a couple of years now, that was the case. Until I started reaching to high school. That's when a friend of mine suggested to me to watch 3 series. One being One Punch Man, another being Hunter x Hunter, and the third being One Piece. And I'll get into my thoughts with the other series later. But that's how I got introduced to One Piece. And I remembered seeing this series before, and I was a little bit weirded out by the main protagonist and how he looked. He looked like a literal monkey. He was like, his mouth was like, just weirded me out, and I didn't understand why. But my friend, let's just call him John. John told me that it has pirates, and I loved pirates back then. I used to watch the Pirates of the Caribbean, not the Pirates of the Caribbean, yes, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, the VeggieTales spin-off. So I watched that, and at first I liked it. I watched the dub, okay? And at first I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed Luffy as a character, him being an ambitious, dim-witted, but extremely determined character. And his voice surprised me as well. I expected him to sound like a little deeper, but his voice sounded like a girl. I don't know. Then we got introduced, the story kept going on. So the point that I would say I got hooked on to One Piece would have to be the Davy Back arc. I would say that would be the point when everybody gets hooked. Not because of the Davy Back arc, although I do love that, and it has a special place in my heart. And many people will say that they hated that arc. I personally disagree. I love that arc because I'm a trash human being. But the part when Aokiji came. Now, everybody knows the scene where Aokiji first showed up. He was just chillaxing like a dude, and all of a sudden he saw that, and he just became one of the most intimidating characters in the entire story. Not because how he looked. He looked like a chill dude, okay? He looked like one of those guys that you would see, like, just having a bong somewhere, and he'd be like, "Hey, guys, what's up?" Maybe that might be somebody else. But Aokiji was like chillaxing, and then he saw them. He was like, pirates. Alright, gotta eliminate you guys. But the cool thing about him, though, was that he was like, you guys can go. Like, Luffy's crew can leave. But Luffy and Robin have to stay. If you don't, I can let you guys go, but he has to stay. And Luffy took on this guy like a champ, although he was getting his butt pounded. And somehow they escaped, okay? Somehow they escaped. And that was when I was like, okay, what happened next? Are they going to be chasing after them? Then after that, we got introduced to the Water 7 arc, where we got introduced to the best. Straw Hat, Frankie. Yes, I'm saying that. Hold on. I even have this Hawaiian shirt that looks eerily similar to Frankie's Hawaiian shirt. The first one. The dark red, the palm trees. It's just like it. It's very similar to it. Ta-da! Crazy, right? But, yeah. I love Frankie. He's my favorite one. It's either that or Brooke, because I love Afro Skeleton Man. But eventually, though, the series kept going on. And it was like, to describe the rest of the series, it was like Pringles. One episode after the other, I just kept watching and watching and watching, and it kind of got a little stale most of the time. I was getting like, you know, the weird One Piece like loading screen that it does, where it just stands still and the guys it just got a little irritating. But the series kept going on, and I eventually even bought the manga, which is obviously better and superior. I'm sorry, anime fans who think that way, but it's the truth! Accept it! But then we got to the end of the dub. That kind of broke my heart, because at the end of that series, I was like so excited to see what happened. What are those guys going to look like? And at the time, it was 2016, 2016, I got around to that. And I was so excited. Nothing happened. But I did know, though, they were making a movie. It was One Piece Film Gold. And first of all, I'll get into that at a later date. Oops, sorry, the camera's off. But I will say that this movie definitely enhanced my interest in One Piece to a bigger scale, I would say. There was a bunch of people watching the movie, and I was indeed interested in the franchise. So much, in fact, that I asked when the dub would come out. They said it would probably take a while for it to, continue. So I waited for a while, and it didn't come out quite recently until 2019. So that was like a while, I would say, for me. Right now, I've been reading the manga, of course, and so far from what I've seen, I'm seeing that One Piece is at a very good high right now. A very amazing high, in fact. So, I'm excited to see where this goes. I know this video seems a little pointless, but I want to understand to you why I got into One Piece and what I think of it now, personally. I still think it's one of my top favorite series of all time. Right up there with JoJo's, right up there with Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man, up there, definitely. And, yeah, I guess that's all I want to say. But you must be wondering when that new One Piece the new One Piece Stampede review is going to come out. Well, it's going to come out right now.